Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia. This is the summary for the day 43 of the Russo-Ukrainian war, and this is actually for the 7th of April. So before I start, I want to talk something else. I want to talk about the needing you to help me press the like button. Like seriously, you must press the like button because I'm doing this experiment. I would like you to see this. So what happened was that on the since the 28th, after we reach a new high in terms of audience and viewers, then suddenly there's a dip. And this dip is very obvious when you look at the in terms of views or impressions. You can see impressions means that the video was actually proposed to someone to watch, and then of course there is a click-through rate. So click-through rate is actually very even out. You see, it's rather consistent between 5 to 9%. So as such, the impression is very important because that means with this click-through rate, more people actually find this channel. However, after 28, since 29, you see it dropped by half or less than half, and then it continues to stay like this. If you look at this chart here, you can see that by right we were on the exponential growth of sorts, and then suddenly there's this just massive drop. And I don't want to say it's YouTube, but it's YouTube. Probably kind of shadow ban us. You can see that in the beginning there was this massive growth. I always have more new viewers than returning, and then there is this suddenly a massive drop of new viewers, and then it struggles to increase, but it slowly increases, and then because of all your support, you can see the returning viewers continue to grow. Again, after 28, it massively dropped, which probably as a result of like maybe when you press a notification bell, the notification did not came out, and which is why maybe a lot of you guys are not catching the videos, and then this is a massive drop here, and you can see that it continues to stay even. It doesn't really grow much, it's rather even. So this is the situation that the channel is facing, because I think that the narrative that I'm putting out is not exactly what the YouTube prefers, because we are not going along with the mainstream media narrative that is the Ukrainians are actually winning the war and the Russians are evil people, and so that might be the case. So I want to do this experiment. I will be telling you guys to help me like the button. Let's know you the number of likes usually is between 200 to 300 for the videos that we get here. And I want to see if, let's say, we push all the way the likes into the thousands, and let's see whether this we can actually push the algorithm to actually make it to force it to show it on more home pages of the YouTube, and actually get more people to actually see these updates. So this is just an experiment. I hope you can join me. Usually, I don't really force you guys to do this kind of thing. But I want to do this experiment. Hopefully, we can push over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 likes. If every one of you who watches help me to press the like button, I think we can see this difference. We'll do it for a few days and see whether it changes the algorithm, and then this can also help to verify. Every time we watch YouTube, we always see those YouTubers say these things, right? Help to push the algorithm and stuff. We will now do this experiment and see whether this works, because I have the channel have been depressed by YouTube for more than a week already. So this is why I'm taking some actions to kind of investigate, why is the viewership is actually so stagnant, despite the channel continue to have subscribers. In fact, even subscriber growth, I can show you. After the 28, the subscriber growth actually dropped to just 100, around 100. You can see this is the impact, because this is the result of new viewers, because of the lack of new viewers audience. Yeah, because of the lack of new viewers, because the YouTube don't want to show this to more new viewers. So this is the result that we are facing. So anyway, so going back to the summary, so some things have happened. So let me go with the missile strikes first. the Russians hit the railway station at Novorad Volinsky. According to the briefing by the Ministry of Defense of Russia, they said that they had struck an accumulation of Ukrainian military equipment at the railway station in Zhytomyr region. So they say that these are the reserve intended to be transferred to Donbass, to the Eastern Front, and then now they are destroyed. So apparently, the Ukrainians are gathering their military stuff, the equipments, maybe from the reserve stockpile, and maybe also from Europe. Maybe they donated from Europe, and they are actually storing, stacking up around here maybe, and then they're going to transport it to the Eastern Front through railway, which is the fastest way to transport large amount of things. And I think the Russians actually identified this and actually hit it with missile strikes. Not sure how much missiles, but probably rather significant if they say the reserve intended were destroyed. So there's also another missile strike. This one is not on the railway station, but actually on the railway. I found this information on Twitter, and it did not hit the railway station. The railway station is actually here. They actually hit a bridge, and they say an overpass of sort. And I'm not sure where. I suspect it's this, but it might be wrong. So this, because according to according to Zelensky, they say it's in the east, east of don't know what. So maybe it's east of Sloviansk. So anyway, they say they destroy a overpass. The Russians destroy an overpass near Babinkov railway station. I have gone through the entire stretch. It doesn't look like there's any kind of overpass or underpass, with this exception of the bridge, this road bridge. So maybe they have destroyed this. So this is not confirmed, but the airstrike is probably sure, for sure. I think this is meant to block reinforcement to the Eastern Front. The civilians are freaking out in Kramatorsk, so there are videos coming out of civilians trying to get onto the trains to get out of Kramatorsk. So that's a thing. So let's go to the northern side first. So let's start with Kharkiv, Izyum Front. There's nothing, no reports in terms of nothing significant in this area. In the Izyum Front, the fighting for Snihurivka continues. I also seen intel on Twitter that the Russian forces is now trying to get Donetsk. Donetsk is important because this is the only way out from Snihurivka on the road, only way out to the main road. So the Russians are trying to cut off this retreat so that there's no way for them to go by the road, because this is the only road out, as you can see. So this is significant in that sense. And of course the strike here at Bavinkov. So that's all for Izyum. Moving on to this Luhansk Front. No news regarding Crimea. Someone on Twitter is celebrating the liberation of Crimea by the Ukrainian forces, and I find that very funny because the Russians have never taken it before. No news on Rubizny. In fact, there's no news regarding all these places. They are still, in the thick of the battle, and there is actually no breakthrough. Similarly, no breakthrough for Popasna, no breakthrough for Troitsky as well as Kalinov. There's no news. I'm still in doubt about this, but anyway, we're just gonna leave it there. Moving on to the Donetsk Front. Similarly, everything is largely in stalemate around here. There is no significant advances and taking of territory. So moving south or east of Donetsk, the Russians have successfully encircled Mykolaiv. So they say they have completely blockaded the village. This is the term that they use, and they now begin to clean the village, or to sweep it, to sweep the entire village. This village is not particularly big. It's only like almost 5 kilometers long. Somehow just such a small village or town is taking this much effort to clear. And I believe the Russians have encircled. They will probably drive their armor around and kind of capture all the surrounding one, which is why they say that they completely blockaded the entire village. So that's all. Also, we have information that the Russians have cleared Slotki. Basically, the word they use is Slatki. I believe it's Slotki. So they say they have completely cleared the village of Slatki. So yesterday's summary, I actually misidentified and thought it's Slavny. So it's actually Slotki. So sorry for the mistake. And they also have encircled Voleda. So in our maps, we put Voleda as under Russian control. But this Voleda is very special because it's actually all high rise. So if you notice the map here, it's all high rise building. So high rise building is particularly difficult to capture. So because there's so many places that the people can hide and can fire from. So they have now successfully encircled this location, and they are now trying to clear out the entire village. So it's rather unusual, right? Actually, you can see that all these villages are all landed. It's all bungalows and nice houses, village houses. Then suddenly you have this little city here that is all high rise. So it's a rather unusual city or town. No news regarding the Velika Novoselka site. And that's it for this part. I tried to search information for Hoyaipo, but I didn't see anything at Hoyaipo. So it looks like the Russians have no intention to actually break through from Hoyaipo. Probably they are only wanting to hold this line, and which means that the encirclement is actually through this side. This is the encirclement that they want to do now, from the look of it, which means that they are actually going to follow through with the border region, which is this. This is the border of Donetsk. This is Donetsk Oblast border. So I believe this is the intention. They're going to capture this entire region and then declare victory in the liberation of Donbass. So this looks like what they are trying to do now. And so we can kind of have we can actually tone down in terms of our expectation that they're going to hit Zaporizhia or Dnipro, or Pavlograd in a massive encirclement. I think from the look of it, it looks like this is not the intention, because they are hitting Bavinkov. There's no major push at Huaypo. So the fighting is still mainly in this axis. So this is what I think is happening. So moving on to Mariupol, there's some there's some report that the final stand is actually at the port area. I still think that is kind of weird. So because it's actually easier to hide in Azovstal as well as the Illich steel plant, and so all the conflicting reporting from different analysts, I'm still sticking to this mapping, and I do not think there's major changes at this current juncture. There's a tweet talking about how the Russians have taken the crossing here, the bridge, and but if you based on our mapping, it's obvious that they have taken the bridge. So I did not really notice about the bridge, but taking of this entire area simply means they are totally cut off between the port and Azovstal. So that's Mariupol. Moving on. In the Kryvyi Rih and Mykolaiv Front, we can call it the southern front. In the Ukrainian reports, they call it South Bug. I have no idea why is it called South Bug. So anyway, a TB2 is shot down over Kryvyi Rih, and also there's a TB2 shot down over Trudov. So I just want to talk a little bit about Bayraktar TB2. So first thing first is how far they are being shot down from the front line, and I find this really interesting because even this maybe around the region is still around 50 kilometers away from the front, because they say it's a region around Kaviria region, and just want to share this, that the drones do not really need to fly into the front line. It is not the drone of 20 years ago that they need to fly over the front line to take pictures. These are attack drones. They actually don't have to go near. There's one video that I saw. The drone was actually here. It's flying around here, and they actually managed to fire a missile all the way to Kherson. And it's, to me, it's quite amazing, because when you see that footage, that was at least 3 weeks ago, the range of a drone and how much you can see from high up in the sky, and how this entire region suddenly, which is supposedly very big, suddenly looks very small. And 60 kilometers, a missile strike at 60 kilometers, that's something they can do. So if we go to the Wikipedia, and we go to the armament, armament, in terms of the armament, you can see that one of the type of missiles they can use have a range of 110 kilometers. I'm not sure if they gave the Ukrainians such a long range one, but we can assume that it is possible for the Ukrainians to actually use the TB2, the Bayraktar TB2, to actually fire at long range. So if you see this, they are just about in range. So how did these get shot down is not exactly clear. So not air defense, I mean 100 kilometers away from the front line, so this not exactly sure how did they got shot down. In terms of things from the air getting shot down, we also have Ukrainian helicopters shot down near Kherson. So according to the Defense Ministry of Russia, 2 Ukrainian military helicopters were shot down, Mi-8 and a Mi-24, so near the city of Kherson. And I just somehow simply just put it here. And the Mi-24 is not exactly a surprise, because it's an attack helicopter, but Mi-8 is a transport helicopter. So I suspect that they might be trying to drop some troops here. Of course, Mi-8 can be armed with attack munitions, but maybe they are trying to do something and they got shot down. So there goes another 2 very precious helicopters in a time where they are already running out of air force. So there is fighting reported east of Beshtenka. So this is kind of surprising because it's rather far away. So even the nearest point from Snihurivka is actually still 40 kilometers away. And if you go by the roads, it's actually much further. It's around 60 kilometers. So not sure how they get there. So according to this tweet, they say that there are reports Ukrainian forces clash with the Russian units east of Beshtenka overnight. So they say there's also reports of increased Russian activity far north of Mykolaiv, advancing towards Kryvyi. So whatever that's supposed to mean. So moving to Snihurivka have been captured by the Russians. Based on yesterday's report, I still listed as fighting. So now they have captured it. Similarly, go for Oleksandrivka. Yesterday was also listed as fighting. Now they have been captured by the Russian forces. And also Stanislav is also captured by the Russians. So basically, they have retaken these positions. So there's no other information that regarding all these fronts. I have tried to search, but I didn't really see anything else. So that is for the Southern Front. And have I covered everything? Yep. So I have covered everything. So this is the summary for day 43. Do check out the social media channels below. And of course, if you still haven't liked the button, please like this video, because I want to do this experiment. And for those that are new viewers, please subscribe to the channel for balance and objective updates on the conflict. I don't really take sides. I have my opinions, of course. I have preferences, but in my reports I report as is, as what things are from what I have seen. I don't make things up. So that's the summary. And do check out the social medias below. And also I'd like to know just to read some names from the Patreons, from my Patreon. So if you like to support my work with your hard-earned money, so that it can become my hard-earned money, you can actually check out the links below at patreon.com/defensepoliticsasia. So I want to read out the names, and we have Timo, Anonymi, Andrew, Felipe, Gizkelikti, Aaron, Frank, Nathan, Charles, Nazmi, Peter, Krishna, Claudia, Eric, Stephen, Ellen, Vakan, Klambatif, Jamie, Sovian, Richard, Eve, Ben, Eric, Dennis, and Zog. So thank you, these 25 awesome individuals that contributed to Patreon and allow me to have some capital to actually do certain things for the Discord channel actually. So Discord channel is where I'm building the community here, and hopefully you can actually join and join the conversation and make new friends all around the world in the Discord channel. And I will see you in the next update.